California says, Texas, if you add 5 Republican seats, we will add 5 Democratic seats. So Gavin Newsom saying, well, essentially, Jill, two wrongs do make a right.
It's so sad, I think. It really is, because the losers here are the American people. And a couple of weeks ago, when I was talking to Texas Representative Vincent Perez, he was one of the Democrats in Texas who fled the state to prevent the quorum. And I was asking him about this. And he said, look, well, what's going to happen in Texas is actually going to affect national politics. It's not going to stay in Texas because it would essentially allow Republicans to keep control of the House. So that is essentially the justification. But I said to him, but if you're turning around and saying you can't possibly let this happen in Texas because it's going to disenfranchise voters, and in his mind, it was unfair to the Hispanic voters and it would overrepresent the white voters. It was a whole racial thing. But you're telling me that they're going to be able to do this in California. And I know Hochul's talking about doing it in New York and other governors are talking about it. And they're going to be fair, and it's going to be fair to the citizens in that state. As an American, I find this whole thing to be extremely frustrating.
It's bad for democracy, and it also means that, every 2 years when the entire U.S. House is up, Jill, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, I remember covering midterm elections and House elections even 20 years ago, and there were probably 70 seats we would look at as competitive. Then it was 40. Then it was 30. With the way the gerrymandering is now heading, we might be down to like just over a dozen competitive seats in the coming years as they redraw the lines. And when you talk about it being bad for democracy, it's also bad for like 40-something% of Californians who happen to be Republican and 40-something% of Texans who happen to be Democrat, that they continue to lose representation.